There's all kinds of people to make a town like this, New York. Tonight's instance in point, Elizabeth Hawes. Miss Hawes is one of the best known and most consistently successful designers of women's clothes in America. Undisputed leader of that small group of American designers who have challenged the style supremacy of Paris. In short, she's our town's top dressmaker. Miss Hawes recently published a book entitled Fashion is Spinach, in which she outlines her somewhat startling theories of dress. Theories in which both the ladies who buy and the gents who pay and pay will be interested. Miss Elizabeth Hawes. In your considered opinion, then, Miss Hawes, fashion is spinach.
Yes, Mr. Vallee. I say it's spinach, and I say, for radio purposes, to Hades with it.
Well, personally, I wouldn't know much about dressmaking, but doesn't your livelihood as a designer of smart clothes depend upon fashion?
It does not. I'm a maker of style, Mr. Vallee, not a fashion monger. Style and fashion are not the same thing.
What is the difference? Supposing you define style and fashion.
Style is an expression of the basic taste of a period in time, as reflected in the clothes of that period. Style is a comparatively permanent quality. It doesn't change every month or every year. It changes only when the lives of people are deeply, fundamentally changed.
And what, then, is fashion?
Too frequently, Mr. Vallee, fashion is the lunatic fringe on the cloak of style. Fashion is that horrid little man with an evil eye who tells you that your last winter's coat may be in perfect physical condition, but you can't wear it. You can't wear it because it has a belt, and this year we are not showing belts, madam. Fashion persuades millions of women that comfort and good lines are not all they should ask in clothes. Fashion is what they're wearing this season.
And who are they?
Nobody really knows, but it would be safe to bet that they often originate in the bright notions department of manufacturers. Style is a product of the times. Fashion is generally a product of salesmanship.
Was it high-pressure salesmen, for example, who decided that the girls must wear their hair up this year?
No, I wouldn't say that. The hair up idea is a natural result of how the girls are feeling these days.
And how are they feeling?
Romantic, I'd say.
Good for them, bless their heart. To get back to fashion versus style, what would you say is the chief characteristic of good style in this day and age?
Functionalism, as in architecture. Design for use and simplicity.
That outfit you're wearing yourself, I think our listeners might be interested in hearing it described, but not by me. Suppose you describe it.
Well, I have on my entire summer wardrobe. It's a shantung sweatshirt and a very wide gathered black silk skirt. It's designed entirely for use and comfort. My shoes are made of suede with soft soles. They're just like gloves on my feet, with pads under them. My hat is just a piece of spinach, because it's only a brim, but it amuses me. That's what spinach is for, and the hat only cost $5 anyway.
How much would a little number like that dress cost if a customer walked into Hawes Incorporated and asked you to piece it together?
$95, but a smart girl could make it at home.
$95 does sound pretty well out of the reach of the average working girl. Do you think it is possible for the average stenographer, for instance, to achieve style by buying ready-to-wear clothing?
I certainly do.
How is it done?
Well, she should first thumb her nose at they, the fashion peddlers, and think for herself, about herself. Let her decide what type she is, physically, mentally, morally even. Then let her be herself in her clothes. Let her dress herself as an actress dresses for a part.
I understand you have some very positive ideas about men's clothes, Miss Hawes. What do you think of them? Men's clothes, I mean.
If I told you in words of one syllable, Mr. Vallee, the networks would crumble to dust and Kansas would secede from the Union. Let it go at this. Men's clothes are impossible.
How so?
Well, take your suit, for example.
You don't like it?
From the point of view of functional style, Mr. Vallee, it's a mess. You can't sit down in comfort, for instance, without unbuttoning the coat. And when you sit down, your collar slides up. No matter how well the suit's been tailored. It was tailored to stand up in. You're lucky, and I might say unusual, in that you have a good figure.
Well, if I keep playing tennis and squash rackets, maybe I'll keep it about the place it is now.
Well, it's not too good, really, but far better than average. When the average man gets a fitting, he squares back his shoulders, tucks in his stomach, and tries to look as much like Adolphe Menjou as possible. When he finally wears the suit, he still looks like W.C. Fields.
My little buttercup? What would you suggest? What should I wear, for example? How about designing me a business ensemble right now?
Okay. We'll begin with the trousers.
How about underwear?
I think we should leave that to your discretion. I believe we can count on something simple in the way of shorts without embroidery.
Absolutely without embroidery.
Good. Well, then, I'd run you up a pair of comfortable pants in non-crushable linen.
Crushable?
Non-crushable. Something we girls have had for years. And then you can have a simple tunic coat with large patch pockets, worn outside the trousers with a belt. A straight band around the neck. Tunic zips up front. Collar worn open or closed, but no necktie. There you are.
That sounds simple, but...
If I have it made, will you wear it at next week's broadcast?
Well, no, I'm afraid I couldn't.
Mr. Vallee, are you a man or a mouse? Why not?
Well, for one thing, people would think I was imitating my carefree colleague, Bing Crosby. And for another thing, people might think I was slightly nuts.
What does that make Mr. Crosby? But I see what you mean. You're scared. Anyway, let me tell you, the day will come, and soon, when men will wear clothes something like that to business. If Hawes doesn't design them, someone else will. It's inevitable. Comfort is creeping up on you.
Miss Hawes, I'm sure you have the mass support, if not the individual cooperation of the males of America. Our thanks and best wishes attend you.
Thank you. When you find you want that suit, drop in.